So recently, Joe Rogan has been saying some really amazing stuff. In my opinion, I don't get why he just won't become Republican. A lot of stuff that he talks about is like conservative talking points, and his mind has changed about a lot of things ever since like he became a podcaster. With policies, how he feels about like the Bible and stuff. I remember he used to like really dislike the Bible, but ever since he started becoming more like on the conservative side, he sees that Jesus is actually the best religion to follow. So I thought I'd react to some of these videos. He's totally bashing the left, and it's great to see it, man. I hope he becomes a conservative soon. I think he's an independent.
Yeah, when is he coming on? He's talking some shit on Twitter.
I know, it's like, you think that's going to work? Like, that's so stupid. Like, this is such a bad look.
Yeah.
It's such a bad choice.
There's a little desperation in it.
But it's just stupid. It's like, this is a bad strategy. Like, I probably would have had him on.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, nah, what are you doing?
There is a fun version where you just do it and cook them, you know?
He'll cook himself.
I mean, that seems to be
all you have to
happening.
do is just ask him questions.
Yeah, it's like, why are people leaving?
Well, why do you say this thing all the time where you rattle off all the good things about California? When anybody says something bad about California, it's like, #1 in Fortune 500 companies, #1 in higher education, #1. It was all that shit before you were there. It was all that shit forever. It's because the weather's perfect, man. It has nothing to do with California.
So there's a little thing going on between him and Newsom right now, and Newsom just looks like a clown. I'm actually going to make a video about what's going on with Prop 50, probably in the next video. Yeah, he would completely destroy himself if he went on a podcast with Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan's like, nope, I ain't going to do it with him because there's no point.
But not.
I have to say I find it very hard to believe that.
Me too. But not. Because I think that what I was getting at is a lot of the reason for wanting an open border is congressional seats. Because one of the things about when you do a census, it doesn't count how many people are citizens. It counts how many people. And so you can get extra congressional seats if you have more illegal immigrants in your city. And you have much more political power that way.
But why do you get more seats if they can't vote?
It's just how it works. It's just how it's the way our census is set up. So the way a census is set up, it's just counting people. It's not counting people that are legally here.
The census. Okay.
Yes. So the census is how they dictate the amount of congressional seats.
Here's what was going around Twitter.
Okay, Minnesota elections confirms non-citizens can vote with driver's licenses. October 14, 25. This is it. State hearing, Minnesota Director Elections Paul Linnell testified that non-citizens holding driver's licenses under the 2023 Driver's Licenses for All law can register to vote and cast ballots by affirming eligibility, as the ID verifies identity but not citizenship. Secretary of State Steve Simone.
So that's crazy. So if you don't know, Minnesota passed a law where illegal immigrants can get ID cards and vote. It's crazy. You can literally get a driver's license and use that to vote. So, yeah, Minnesota is crazy. And Minnesota is so lost. If Harris won the election, the United States would look like Minnesota right now. Like, it would be just out of control. So I'm glad she lost.
Protesting on the streets, 99% of them are losers. The other ones work for the Fed.
I have a whole joke about that. It's like fucking, if
it's FBI agents and losers. That's all it is. The whole fucking, every protest,
dude,
is FBI agents and losers.
I talk about this all the time. I'm like, for me, you want me to join a protest? You want me to get out on the street? First of all, to make a sign? The fuck out of here. And then
you don't have to make the sign. There's a guy with a van who's paid by George Soros, and he's got stacks of signs that were made at Kinko's. Okay, they're not homemade at all. And you just fucking just pass those bad boys out.
It's crazy to see these radical protesters with like Kinko signs. Like, you obviously somebody is organizing this. This isn't somebody making this in their basement. This is somebody that is organizing this to attack Trump.
You also have to take into account, if you go into a room with 100 people, at least one of them is a fucking idiot. Okay? So if you're being really generous.
Yeah.
So if you're in a country of 330 plus million people, we don't really know. That's at least 3 million idiots. So it's not hard to get 100,000 retards holding signs, walking down the street, and especially when they get older. Because as people get older, they generally slow down, and they don't think as well. And if you look at a lot of these No Kings protests, what are you seeing? You're
old
seeing
white people.
Geriatric people.
Yep.
Holding signs. So you got old losers, not even just losers, but old losers, where this is the end. They're just looking for anything to get them out of the house. They're watching The Price is Right. They've already seen that one. And they're like, let's just join in on the note. We shouldn't have a king. And then next thing you know, they're out there with the sign.
Yeah.
And you can get 100,000 of those easy. Easy, especially if you got a lot of money and you're organizing and you get on Facebook and get involved in them groups and you use the bots and all the bots. Like, this is important that we show up in mass and let him know he's not a king.
I'm seriously considering doing a deep dive with Rome, like the history of Rome, because Rome used to be a very, very powerful country back in the day, 3,000 years ago, and they fell. And I think that it was a lot of stuff was propagandized, and a lot of stupid people started emerging, and the society just collapsed because everybody was stupid and incompetent. I honestly 100% think that Rome fell because people were just incompetent leaders. The citizens were incompetent, and they just got taken over. That's what it's like right now. If we continue to have incompetent leaders and we continue to be taken over, we won't be America no more. America will be like taken over by other countries like Canada and Mexico, and we'll be like the size of New York. So this shows there are stupid people in this country.
So anyway, this guy was he was interviewing people, and he was like, "Is this is about human rights?" And they're like, "Yeah." Like, are you guys like fully in supportive of human rights? See if you can find this guy. He's got a beard and long hair, and they're like, "Yes, absolutely." He goes, "What about for fetuses in the womb?" And everybody walks away. Everybody was like, that's unhuman, or that, I don't know. And he does it to everybody. And he looks like a hippie, So he's like, so you guys are for sure for human rights? And like, oh yeah, human rights is why we're here. You believe in human rights for everyone? Yes. What about unborn babies? And you see this look on the... It's almost like everybody's under a spell.
Yeah.
Like some evil...
But they are under a spell.
Yes, this is the guy.
For everybody?
Yes.
How about the unborn? You support human rights?
Yes, of course.
For everybody?
Yes, of course.
Even people in the womb?
Well, it all depends on if they're actually a baby or not.
Science says they are.
Well, it depends on what science you're talking about.
96% of all biologists, according to the NIH. Thoughts on human rights?
I'm all for them.
Yeah, me too.
Especially now, right? Yeah.
For everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the unborn?
An unborn what?
Unborn in the womb. Yeah, no rights for them. Thoughts on human rights?
That's what we're here for.
For everybody, right?
Yes.
Including the unborn?
No.
Everyone has autonomy to not be killed, I think.
He said no.
You have no argument. Stop taking rights away. Get out of here.
Nazi lives don't matter, it says on that guy's shirt.
They can't answer the question like what's a woman. They cannot answer the question. They won't. They can't, because it would destroy the whole ideology. You want to know why? Because their ideology is built on lies. Now, he's been roasting the No Kings protest, Joe Rogan. I guarantee liberals absolutely hate him now more than ever.
What Donald Trump should do is, when he leaves the office, run for governor of California.
Yeah, you should.
And just take over California and fix it. It would be hilarious if he did. It would be one of the funniest things of all time. If an 82-year-old man steps into the office of governor of California, we're going to fix everything. You've got a problem with water. I know how to get the water. It would be fucking hilarious. What Donald Trump should...
Bro, that would be the greatest thing ever if he became governor of California one day. Oh my gosh. Make California great again, man. Every blue state needs Trump.
No one asks what is a man, and no one gives a fuck if you're a woman and you pretend to be a man, because you're not going to victimize men.
Can't.
That's the dirty little thing that they're covering up about all this, is you're opening up the door to people that now have a Willy Wonka golden ticket to pretend that they're a woman and be around women, and then dominate women's spaces and dominate women's sports and dominate all kinds of things that women are involved in, just with their personalities, like the overbearing, fucking shitty male personalities, overbearing and taking over women's groups. It's fucking nuts. And if you're not them, then if you don't support that, then you're a TERF. And they're like, we could shoot TERFs, and then there's like punch a TERF, and they think that because they're a woman, it's okay for this woman, this trans woman, to do violence on a biological woman, which is like bananas. Like now we're allowing men to beat up women because they say they're a woman. Oh, it's just two women fighting. Well, no, that's not what that is at all. You just did something that's completely insane, and it's a giant chunk of the population that accept that. And if you say something about it, then you're transphobic, or you're hateful, or you're a part of the patriarchy, or whatever. Fill in the blank with whatever the problem is. But like, you're not addressing that you opened the door to one specific group that's always been the most horrible group in our society. It's creepy pervert men that want to fucking prey on women, and now you're letting them into the locker room. And you don't have a solution to that, so you just don't want me talking about it. That's the weird part, because no one gives a fuck about trans men going in the bathroom. You want to go in the bathroom and pee next to me? Who cares? You're not taking anything. You're not inserting yourself into that world and dominating it. You're just, you're LARPing.
That's true. There's a big difference between women becoming men and going to the bathrooms than men becoming women going to the bathrooms. Like, people don't understand. Men are stronger and more physically fit, naturally more. I mean, I know there's an outlier of women that could, be stronger, more physically fit than men, but there's a very small outlier of women that can do that. Majority of men and majority of women, men are stronger, women are weaker. End of story. It's biology. It's literally biology until 5 seconds ago.
I haven't got there, but I have started going to church every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I do.
I do too. It's a bunch of people that are going to try to make their lives better. They're trying to be a better person. And they're trying to, I mean, for me at least, the place that I go to, they read and analyze passages in the Bible. I'm really interested in what these people were trying to say, because I don't think it's nothing. There's a lot of like atheists and secular people that just like to dismiss Christianity as being foolish. It's just fairy tales. I hear that amongst self-professed intelligent people. Like it's a fairy tale. I'm like, I don't know if that's true. I think there's more to it. I think it's history, but I think it's a confusing history. It's a confusing history because it was a long time ago, and it's people telling things in an oral tradition and writing things down in a language that you don't understand, in the context of a culture that you don't understand, and I think there's something to what they're saying. I don't think it's nothing.
No.
I think there's something to it, and there's a reason why it resonates with people. And Christianity in particular is the most fascinating to me because there's this one person that everybody agrees existed that somehow or another had the best plan for how human beings should interact with each other and behave, and was the best example of it, and even died in a non-violent, like it didn't even protest, died on the cross, supposedly for our sins. Like, it's a fascinating story. What does it represent, though? That's the real thing. What was that? Like, what happened? Who was Jesus Christ if it was a human being?
And I think this is the path to Joe Rogan becoming Christian. He is very close. He is understanding, because if you listen to him like 5 years ago, he was totally atheist. He thought the Bible was ridiculous. Now his mind is changing. This is what God does to people, guys. God will come up to people that you would never think would come to God and change their life. And I think slowly and for truly, he's going to come to Christ one day. He is so close. People don't go to church just to feel good. They go to church to worship the living God. I go to church to worship God because the things that he's done in my life, I can't deny and just not worship him for it. If God has changed something in your life, has shown you things that you thought you would never accomplish without him, of course you're going to go to church and worship him. Of course you're going to go to church and want something. You go to church, you want to hear what God has to say to you. There's times that I went to church and my pastor would say something that I've been struggling with. I didn't tell anybody. And he starts talking about something that I'm struggling with. It's like, oh my gosh, God is talking to me. Come to church to fellowship. We come to church to worship God for what he's done for us. We go to church to get the word from him and a word and affirmation from him. And we go to church to become a disciple and preach the gospel to everybody around us. It's crazy to hear him even talk about this. And he says good things about Jesus on his podcast too. But what do you guys think about what Joe Rogan has been saying? Do you think he'll become Republican one day? He'll just come out saying he's Republican? Do you think he'll be baptized one day? Go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Go ahead and like the video if you liked it. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next video.